Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Imi from iTradeAIMS.net, AIMS Stress-Free Trading. This is a three-part video series in which I'm going to teach you how to count Elliott waves within 10 seconds. So welcome to the second part of this three-part video series in which I'm going to show you how to count Elliott waves within 10 seconds. So in part 1, we learned how to identify wave 3 within 10 seconds or less. In this second part, we are going to learn how to identify wave 4, which is a very important step. So if you haven't watched the first part, the link is in the description. Please go and watch that video so that you can understand what is going on in this one. So go on and watch that and come back to this one. If you've already watched it, in this video, we are going to build on what we learned in the first part, how to identify wave 3, and based on wave 3 we are now going to identify how to quickly identify what is wave 4, what makes it a wave 4, what are the rules for it. Meanwhile, download this book on how to count Elliott waves within 10 seconds. I get asked this question quite a lot, how to count Elliott waves quickly and how to count it within 10 seconds. Yesterday in our chat room, one of our friends who has been trading for quite a while asked a question that they can't really count Elliott wave within 10 seconds. So I went ahead and I made 3 videos. First one focuses on how to identify wave 3. So what you're going to get in this video is that I'm going to teach you how to count Elliott waves within 10 seconds in 3 parts. Part 1 will show you how to identify wave 3. Then building on that in part 2, you're going to learn how to identify wave 4. Once you have identified a wave 3 and a 4, you will be able to identify where is wave 5 and how to trade it. And in part 3, I will also share with you how I trade wave 5s, where I put my stop loss, where I put my entry, and how I can actually predict the market in advance, where I will exit the market with profit, which is normally a 2R. So if it's a 1% risk, you take 2% profit. So let's begin. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get notification every time there's a new video. So the question is how to count Elliott waves within 10 seconds. That is the question, and the answer is here. Now this is the second part of the answer. The first part I will link in the description. Address the question of how to identify a wave 3. Now building on that, now that you have learned how to identify a wave 3, and briefly it is the tallest peak on the AIMS wave histogram within the last 100 candles. Now you need to understand where you start from, and you have to start from an anchor point on the chart and look to the left. So if I was going to start from here and then I was going to look to the left, then it would be different. But if I was going to start from here and then I look to the left, it will be different. So let's do that because we have this beautiful feature of bar replay. So I'm going to bring it here. So if you look at the last tutorial, we looked at the current chart. Now if the chart was here and I was going to look to the left, let's count those bars. So let's suppose I'm looking at this chart. I'm going to go and count 100 to the left. That's 100 bars to the left. Tell me now, what is the tallest peak on the AIMS wave histogram or AO? We have one peak below the 0 line, that's the 0 line, and one peak above the 0 line. This is what we call the 3-3 situation, because I would identify this as a wave 3 and also this as a wave 3. Now, how do I identify wave 4, which is the question of this tutorial? And the answer to that is, once you have identified the current wave 3, so from this point of view, this was the current wave 3, what I need to see now is whether price will go up and diverge, and there will be a divergence. So if the market was to go up and AO was to create a divergence, that would be a wave 5 for me. Well, we'll deal with that in the next lesson. But for now, what will be my wave 4? Now, my wave 4 will always depend on my previous analysis of where is my wave 3, which we covered in part 1 and slightly right now here as well. So I'm going to go bar by bar forward to see if we can identify wave 4. And what I'm looking for is I want this price to go sideways or come down, which would make AO come back to the 0 line. And the minimum requirement for identifying a wave 4 is this first cross of the 0 line. That's it. So after the 3 has been identified, I want the price to come back and go sideways, and AO to come back to the 0 line and cross at least one red bar. So let's see if it does that. And we know what's happened, but we'll pretend that we didn't know. Around this time, you can see that while you were waiting for wave 3 to happen, price actually violently went on the other side of purple. So that's one of the rules, that when price goes on the other side of the purple, while I was looking for a bullish wave 3 and a bearish wave 4, my analysis is gone. So that's one way of doing it. Now let me bring you to a better example. Let's go back. I'm going to stop this here. And I'm going to start doing the bar replay again, because we have a great example right on this chart. Let's start again. Bar replay. And we come here. Suppose you are at this point. Let's count the bars. From this point, I'm looking to the left. In the past 100 bars, what do I see? This is the tallest peak of AO. This is the lowest number. So that's the tallest from that point of view. And clearly on the price, I can see that Gator opened and now it's closing down and it's crossed the 0 line. So after making the peak and diverging as well, sometimes it wouldn't diverge and cross. Purple is above this price level and Gator is sleeping, and you have these bars. This is your minimum requirement of a wave 4. This is your wave 4. What you would expect now here is that price to create a boxed kind of a location here. Price to go sideways, which would put the Gator to sleep properly. And that will allow you to actually predict that there could be a wave 5 that goes further down. So now if I play those bars, that happened. So around this time, your idea would be, I'm going to take a trade short to go and hit the wave 5. Of course, we took this, price went down, hit those levels, stop loss was brought to break even, and you got out. The idea was there, the hypothesis was there, but it didn't materialize correctly around there because markets are sometimes spiky. But as we can see further, the concept of wave 5 happening was there. It just happened a little bit more difficultly. So around here, I took the trade again on this and stop loss was up there. I'm looking, whoops. Well, that's fine. I pressed the wrong button, but that's fine because the point was to prove that this is 3 and this was 4. And based on that, I identified wave 5. In the next tutorial, I'm going to discuss how to identify a wave 5.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if yes, please hit the like button. Do you have any questions or ideas for upcoming videos? Then leave a comment. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any future videos. See you next time.